Characteristics of geniuses, 10 signs that you are a lone genius. 1. Social passivity of geniuses. Many smart people have trouble socializing. They want to be social, but their brains are full of creative, analytical and abstract ideas. These thoughts often hinder their ability to socialize, so they never learn how to do it. Introverted monsters are often inexperienced and not understood in society. They know they are socially disgusting, so put aside social passivity. Consider this situation. You see a stranger wearing a shirt like yours. Do you start talking to him or do you wait for him to start first? The first is called social activity. You step forward and start the conversation. But introverted geniuses do the opposite, because they do not trust their own social skills, so they wait for others to approach them. They take a passive approach. Unfortunately, your social passivity does not go anywhere. You do not meet many people unless you play an active role in social life. But many geniuses do not do this and feel lonely. Of course, not all introverts are geniuses, but often only geniuses are passive introverts. 2. Too long run. Suppose you are a first-class guitarist, one of the best in the world, and millions of people support you. But what happens if you play for a long time? People lose interest in you regardless of your talent. Geniuses experience this, especially if they are extroverted. These monsters are naturally social. They like to meet new people and make new connections, but they usually feel lonely. Why is this happening? Because they do not know when to stop. Imagine you are in a restaurant with a group of new friends. You are very excited and you want your first encounter to be very good. You start to define a few memories and get everyone's attention, but you keep talking like that. You do not give time to anyone and you talk like this one after another. Your new friends were interested at first, but now they are tired and annoyed. No matter how educated or attractive you are, you have overdone it. Extrovert geniuses usually talk a lot. They like to say all the interesting things in their brains but do not know when to keep themselves. If you know someone who always tells long mental stories, he may be a lone genius. 3. Understand the shortcomings. Not all geniuses are an intellectual powerhouse. Some of them are keen observers of human behavior. They read others. They specialize in social cues and body language. These geniuses can unravel complex social phenomena, identify personal tendencies and psychological contradictions, understand the main trends and patterns in society. They have deep insight, but these geniuses are often alone. Because social intelligence is a double-edged sword, they notice interesting patterns and tendencies, but they also have difficulty making friends. They treat others as something to be studied. They do not associate with you and do not make friends with you, but they are analyzing you and therefore isolating you. Worse, social geniuses are extremely pessimistic. They have a deep understanding of the world so they can see our mistakes and behavioral flaws clearly. They discover our normal mistakes as human beings, and after realizing this failure, it is difficult for them to ignore it. 4. Source-based friendship. Geniuses may try to make real friends. They may have friends, but those friends may have gathered around them for the wrong reasons. These friends of yours are not important to them, but they are looking for your talents. They know that you are a person with amazing potential, so they cling to you to take away your success. The problem is that many geniuses are attracted to these bad friends. You may be accustomed to superficial friendships. It may seem natural to you that your friends take away your success, but this is not true. Ending any difficult friendship, even a bad one, but these friendships will hurt you instead. These people may relieve your feelings of loneliness in the moment, but in the long run you will become even more lonely. If you know someone who is always attached to bad friends, he may be a genius who is afraid of being alone. 5. Intellectual barrier. Geniuses can hardly express themselves, because few people think like them. When talking to others, it can be incredibly confusing for a genius to express himself in 30 different ways, but each time he is confronted with the silence and stare of the other. Geniuses understand concepts in a way that others do not. The problem is not complexity or training. A genius explains as clearly as he can, but other people's minds do not. Just like you speak another language. Imagine speaking Persian to an English-speaking group, no matter how much you explain because your audience does not understand. There is a language barrier that no communication will cross. Many geniuses face a similar obstacle instead of a language barrier. Suppose a person with an IQ of 160 is talking to a person with an IQ of 90. This creates a huge intellectual barrier between the two, and it makes communication almost impossible. This is a common occurrence for a genius. They want to explain their idea but their audience does not understand and this leaves them alone. 6. Deeper relationships. Think of a satisfying experience. Achieve a goal, help someone, have fun with loved ones. For many, these are moments of pride and fulfillment. But a genius needs something more. A genius is not satisfied with normal interactions, they want to do things in new ways. They are constantly thinking of discovering and changing new ways, and everything else is boring for them. They seldom find people who are as ambitious as they are. Most people do not have the ability to make these profound changes. They do not want to invent anything new, but geniuses do. That's why geniuses feel lonely in the face of change. If you think someone is pursuing something strange, he or she may be a genius. 7. The discomfort of knowing. Ignorance can be a blessing in disguise. Imagine that your doctor tells you that you will die in the next 24 hours, maybe in 5 minutes or maybe in 23 hours. You do not know, but you spend the next day wondering when it will happen. In this case, consciousness is torture. Because you know you're going to die and you spend the whole day in horror. If you did not know something, today you are as happy and carefree as any other day. The same is true of geniuses, they are constantly looking for new information, but this knowledge often works the other way around. It is true that they have a better understanding of the world around them and can communicate better that fewer people understand, but to make that connection they sacrifice peace of mind, a sense of satisfaction and perhaps even happiness. And the worst part is that no one knows why a genius is sad. What these geniuses cannot ignore, and the rest of the world is unaware of, is once a thought that is very difficult to bear alone. 8. Blind fanaticism. Smart people recognize the mistakes of the world around them, but what about their own mistakes? Geniuses have only one fanatic blind spot. They are not able to recognize their own shortcomings, so they never learn and never grow. This stagnation may be the main reason for their loneliness. A single genius may blame the world for his isolation. They think society does not like them or does not understand them. But the truth is that they are wrong. They blame the world for this misunderstanding, but most geniuses do not understand their own problem. If you know a genius, listen to how they criticize others. They may condemn the failures of others without recognizing their own failures. 9. Unrelated experiences. Shared experiences bring people together. For example, suppose you and a stranger work in the same office, and you and that person now have a unique experience together. You can laugh and tell stories about cartoons. This person knows what you are talking about because you have something in common. Geniuses have difficulty sharing this experience because they perceive these experiences differently. In other words, the experiences of a genius may be unusual and unique. They spend their time doing something no one else understands. Their love and affection is beyond the imagination of ordinary people and their experiences are completely unbearable for the rest of the world. Without these shared experiences, geniuses may feel lonely. 10. Proud loneliness. Pride is hard to come by for a genius. A stranger may look at you as a remarkable person. They think you have had a lot of success in life, but a genius looks at himself much differently. Suppose a genius writes only one book. For the average person this is an amazing achievement, but a genius does not feel proud of his work. There are thousands of other writers in the world, a genius not satisfied with what others have done before. They want to do something new and innovative, something really great. A genius is not satisfied even after that. He goes so far as to surpass all others in this field. Few people understand this passion for innovation, because most of them feel proud only for doing what they love, and because they are satisfied with life. But most people are not geniuses, so geniuses keep their only projects to themselves. They are the most humble people because there are more things they want to achieve. Even if others are affected, they are still not satisfied.